So in this video, what we're going to look at is being able to calculate time, distance and speed, which are three different things, although they're all related to each other. Time is how long you've been travelling for. Distance is how far you've travelled. And speed is how quickly you've got there, in terms of how fast you've been moving. So if I was getting a train back to Glasgow, or from Glasgow to Edinburgh, the time it takes me is the length of time from Edinburgh to Glasgow. The speed is how fast the train is moving. And the distance is how far away Glasgow is from Edinburgh. And the three formulas, which is a lot to remember, but you can always refer back to this video if you need to. Distance equals speed times time, or d equals s times t. We've got speed equals distance divided by time, or s equals d divided by t. And time equals distance divided by speed, or t equals d divided by s. The most tricky thing is maybe being able to work out which of these three formulas you're using, but we're going to worry about that in these questions. So first one, it says calculate the average speed of a train if it travels 150 miles in 3 hours. So the first thing we need to notice is it is asking us to calculate the speed. So that means we're using the formula s equals d divided by t. And then we need to look at the question and find out what's the distance and what's the time, because that's what d and t stand for. And we can see here, miles is a unit of distance. So the distance is 150 miles, and the time must be 3 hours. And now we can just put them into the formula. 150 divided by 3, and 150 divided by 3 is 50. Now we need to worry about units, so what I'm going to write after here. You see here the distance is in miles, and the time is in hours, which means our speed is going to be miles per hour, or mph for short. Okay? That can also be one of the trickiest parts, is recognizing what the speed units are going to be. But as long as you're able to recognize that the 150 miles is the distance and the 3 hours is the time, you'll be able to calculate the speed. So let's look at the next one. Calculate the time taken to travel 200 miles at 40 miles per hour, which is what mph stands for, which is what we just learned. So the first thing we look at is we're calculating the time. So we look at our formulas. Time equals distance divided by speed. So then we need to look here. We've got 200 miles and 40 miles per hour. So the distance must be 200 miles. And that means that the speed must be 40 miles per hour. So we put that into our formula. 200 divided by 40, and that is going to give us 5. Well, what are the units going to be? Well, it's time, so it must be a unit of measurement of time. And then we look here, it's miles per hour. That's the only unit of time that we've talked about, so it's going to be 5 hours. Okay? Last one, calculate the distance travelled. So straight away, calculating the distance, which means we're using the distance formula. So d equals s times t. And then a plane travelling 350 kilometres per hour, that's how we would say that. So our speed is 350 kilometres per hour, and our time is 6 hours. So then what we'll do is we'll do d equals 350 times 6. That's big numbers, but you can use a calculator if you want. 350 times 6, which gives us 2,100 Then we need our units. We see here, we've talked about kilometres per hour. So that means our units of distance are going to be kilometres. So that's how we calculate distance, speed and time when given two of the other ones. Okay?